Okay, what I have here is a 99 Saturn SC1 that had a no crank, no start. I told my son to try putting in neutral and see if it would crank, but he tried putting in neutral, put it in park, nothing happened. The lights were all good and stuff. He said his power locks didn't work and stuff. So I went over to his place and verified that he had no power locks and stuff, and that I didn't have my wiring diagram with me or anything, so I had to come back a couple days later when he was off, and because it was in his basement, apartment parking or whatever, and I didn't have my wiring diagram and enough tools with me. I just thought it would be a starter related problem. So I basically went home, got my wiring diagrams and stuff. I checked the TSBs. There was something back in 2003 about intermittent no start, intermittent stall, but something about radio presets being lost and stuff. Didn't sound like it was actually the problem, but actually the concern was turned out to be this pin at the back of the passenger compartment fuse box that was talked about in this TSB. So basically, the way I got it to my place was on the passenger side of the fuse box, viewed from top to bottom. You take the console cover off on the one side. Basically, you have the 20 amp fuse, which is for the power locks. There's one for the chimes, and there's I think the fuel pump fuse is beneath. I could take a look on the thing, but the way I got it started is I basically had no power there. I referred to the wiring diagram, which is it was a power distribution. I'd have to click this here. So the power distribution here had it was actually started at this see, it goes from A. Let me hold on. So basically the fuse that powers the power locks, the 20 amp fuse, it goes to the door lock and relay and the door unlock relay. It came from the instrument from the underhood fuse box, the 30 amp instrument IP battery fuse, and that fuse checked out okay. So I took that fuse box out and turned it upside down, opened it up, and I had power going out of it. And so I went to the back of the fuse box and the instrument panel, under the console. The passenger compartment fuse box is underneath the console, and this is the side that is the right hand side. And I did have power at the power feed that feeds those fuses that were missing there. It's like one. It's like the third wire up from the far. If you go on the driver's side underneath the console, that the connector at the far right side of it. It's like the third wire up on the left side. It's like basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth one up. And so it translates to the TSB location. So basically, all I did was I took my power probe and I went to the 20 amp fuse, the door lock fuse, and provided power to that while I cranked the car, and it started up. And basically, it stayed running, and after that, it started up fine. I don't know why. After it just seemed like there was some kind of relay or something that had set. But anyway, I drove it to my place and I took this thing out, and I found this terminal was kind of burnt at the back. When I took that connector out, there's 7mm head bolts that take this connectors off. There's two big connectors, one on each side. There's a small connector here, but that doesn't have a bolt. You got to release it with like a screwdriver. There's like a lock tab, and then there's a chime module here, and then there's a relay here. And there's you got to push out on the tab, and you unplug this. And the trick to getting this things out is you basically you want to get this you want to get all these things off, and then you can take this thing out from the front of the console. So basically I took this out, I took this out. On the other side, on the passenger side, there's a 10mm bolt. There's like a metal tongue that goes in there. You got to push it this way, and then you got to move this kind of forward out of the way of the brace a little bit. You work and get this tab out. You push the tab outward and get this relay undone. Same thing on the bottom. When you move this forward, there's a tab on the bottom here that you can undo, but this was a pain. You had to wiggle it back and forth and get that out. But you take a picture of everything, before you take everything out on this side. If you take a picture of everything, take everything out, the relays out and everything, you'll have more room to work to get this thing out. And then to take the fuse box apart, there's a couple 10mm head bolts, one here and there's one over here. And then this fuse box, once you get it on the bench, you can take it apart in 3 sections and clean up all your terminals with Scotch-Brite and stuff. Take all the fuse spades, relay spades, clean them up with some Scotch-Brite. You can open up this chime module and look inside, because also the chime modules on it comes apart pretty easy. There's a tab. You can pry this here. Hold on a sec.